The Dyatlov Pass. In January 1959, 9 experienced Russian hikers set off for a challenging trek through the Ural Mountains. Days later, searchers found their abandoned tent, bizarrely cut open from the inside. Their bodies were discovered scattered in various locations, some almost a mile away. Several of the hikers were barely clothed, despite sub-zero temperatures. Some exhibited inexplicable injuries. One had a fractured skull, 2 had broken ribs, and 1 woman was missing her eyes and tongue. Yet, there were no signs of an external struggle. What could have caused these hikers, trained for extreme conditions, to suddenly flee into the freezing night without proper gear? Flight MH370. On March 8, 2014, Malaysia Airlines flight MH370 took off from Kuala Lumpur, bound for Beijing, carrying 239 passengers and crew. Just 40 minutes into the flight, the plane suddenly veered off course, heading into the remote southern Indian Ocean. Despite one of the largest and most expensive search efforts in aviation history, the main wreckage has never been found. How can a modern airplane, equipped with GPS, communication systems, and radar, vanish without a trace? This has spawned many theories, ranging from electrical malfunction or fire to covert government intervention, the WOW signal. On August 15, 1977, astronomer Jerry Eman was scanning the skies for signals at Ohio State University's Big Ear radio telescope when he recorded a 72-second burst of radio waves from the constellation Sagittarius. The signal matched the expected characteristics of a transmission from an intelligent extraterrestrial source. Eman circled the reading on the printout and wrote "WOW" next to it, giving the signal its now famous name. Despite repeated attempts to detect the signal again, it has never been observed since. Some researchers suggest it could have been an earthbound transmission bouncing off space debris, while others maintain hope that it was a genuine message from another world. The Mary Celeste. In December 1872, the American merchant ship Mary Celeste was found adrift in the Atlantic Ocean, completely seaworthy, but without a single soul on board. The crew's personal belongings, cargo, and 6 months' worth of provisions were all intact, but the lifeboat was missing. There were no signs of a struggle or violence, and the ship's logbook offered no clues as to why the crew had vanished. Why would a ship be abandoned in such a calm state? Theories abound, including piracy, mutiny, or foul play, but none have been substantiated. The Hinterkaifeck Murders. In 1922, on a remote farm in Hinterkaifeck, Germany, 6 members of the Gruber family were brutally murdered with a mattock. The killings were carried out methodically, and yet no one could determine the killer's motive. In the days leading up to the murders, the family reported strange occurrences. Footprints leading to the house, but none leaving. Unexplained noises in the attic, and missing keys. After the killings, neighbors noticed smoke rising from the farmhouse chimney for several days, suggesting that the killer had stayed on the property. Was the murderer living secretly in the family's attic, biding their time before committing the heinous act? Or was it someone known to the family? The dancing plague. In the summer of 1518, in the city of Strasbourg, hundreds of people were suddenly overcome by a strange compulsion to dance. It began with a woman who stepped into the street and danced for days without stopping. Within a week, dozens of others had joined her, and soon over 400 people were dancing uncontrollably. Many collapsed from exhaustion, and some reportedly danced to their deaths. What could have caused such a bizarre mass hysteria? Some historians suggest it was ergot poisoning, a condition caused by a hallucinogenic mold that grows on damp rye, which was common in the region, the Green Children. In the 12th century, in the village of Woolpit, England, 2 children, 1 boy and 1 girl, were discovered with green-tinted skin. They spoke an unknown language and refused to eat anything other than beans. Over time, the girl adapted to English society, learned the language, and revealed that she and her brother came from a place called Saint Martin's Land, where the sun never fully shone. Her brother, unfortunately, died shortly after their discovery. Were these children part of a hidden underground civilization? Some theories propose that they were suffering from chlorosis, a condition causing a greenish hue due to malnutrition. The man from Taured. In 1954, a man arrived at Haneda Airport in Tokyo with a passport from a country called Taured. His passport, currency, and other identification appeared genuine, yet no country by that name existed. When customs officers questioned him, the man insisted that Taured was located between France and Spain, in a region corresponding to Andorra. Confused, the officials detained him, but by the next morning, he had vanished from his secure room, leaving no trace. Was this man an interdimensional traveler from a parallel world, or was it an elaborate case of identity fraud? The Pollock Twins. In 1957, two young sisters, Jacqueline and Joanna Pollock, tragically died in a car accident in Hexham, England. A year later, their mother gave birth to twin girls, Jennifer and Gillian. As the twins grew older, they began to exhibit knowledge and behaviors strikingly similar to their deceased sisters. Jennifer had birthmarks that matched Jacqueline's, and the twins could recall details of their past lives, including knowledge of their previous home and toys that the deceased sisters had owned. Is this an extraordinary case of reincarnation, or is there another explanation for the twins' strange memories?